Ready?
All right, boys and girls. Good job handwriting. We're now ready for our math today. Today's math, we're doing 10.4, comparing four-digit numbers. All right, I always like to start with making sure that we are all on track with our four-digit numbers. So we write a four-digit number like this. We have our place values, ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. Let's say those together. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and we don't forget our comma in there. All right, so we have today our task for math is to compare these and see if we can figure out which one's bigger, which one's smaller, or if they are equal together. So let's start out with this one. And we are going to put in this middle circle a greater than symbol or a less than. Probably not equal to, because that would just be too obvious. So our greater than or less than symbols, remember the bigger number gets eaten. These are mouths to get eaten. Okay, so if it's this way, this number gets eaten, and that better be the bigger one. And the smaller one goes this way. Okay, so we're going to look at what we do when we compare these gigantic numbers. We know we don't panic because we're brilliant mathematicians. So we are going to look at these two numbers. Now, where would we start? If we start with the ones, ooh, that gives us the littlest amount of information. So we are going to start down here with our thousands place, okay? So the thousands place is going to be the biggest number, okay? So that's the biggest place value. So we can start with the thousands, and here we have a 6, here we have a 5. We know instantly that 6 is bigger than 5. So you are going to put a greater than symbol in there to eat this way because 6,127 is bigger than 5,687. Now let's look, what if we didn't look at the thousands? Oh, 127 over here. If we took that thousand away, 678, boy, this one looks bigger. So that's why we have to start with the biggest place value that we have, and then go backwards from there when we are comparing them. Okay, so let's do another one. 4,000, let's leave the 0 there in the hundreds, so it'd be 4,068. Now let's make it a little bit trickier. Let's also do a 4,000 over here, 782. Which one's going to be bigger? We're going to start with the thousands. 4,000, 4,000. Ooh, that's the same. So we're going to go to the next one. Now we have in the hundreds a 0 here and a 7 here. Which one's bigger, 0 or 7? 7. So now you don't even have to look at the other two because we know that this one's going to get eaten because that's the bigger one. So 4,782 is bigger or greater than 4,068. Okay, because so we have to start at the biggest place value and go from there. Sorry, I dropped my eraser. Okay, so let's compare some more. Which one is bigger, which one is smaller with these big numbers we have? Let's do a 5,608. How does that compare to 5,628? Okay, so 5,608 compares to greater than or less than 5,628. So first, where are we going to look? Yeah, the thousand spot. Good job. That's where we're going to start. 5 and 5. Ooh, no, that's the same. So we go to the next one. Now to the hundreds. 6 and yikes, 6 again. What are we going to do? Go to the next place value. 0 and 2. 2 is bigger, so this one is going to be the bigger number. So we're going to put a less than sign because this would read 5,608 is less than 5,628. Remember, our less than looks like an L. That's how we know it's a less than sign. And this is the bigger one, so it gets eaten. Mouth always opens to the bigger one. We don't need teeth in there, but if that helps you see it, to the bigger one. Okay, let's try another one. Let's do a 3,000. Let's do this one. Just give me 1 second. 3,729, 3,726. Where are we gonna start? Thousands, yes. So we'll look here, 3 and 3. Same, go to the neighbor. Hundreds, 7, 7. Same Z's, go to the neighbor. 2, oh dear, 2. Go to the neighbor. Now we have this one with my long squiggle under it, 9 and a 6. Here we have a different one. So 9 or 6, which one's bigger? Yeah, 9 is. So 9 gets eaten because it's bigger. So we put in the greater than sign. 3,729 is greater than 3,726. That's how we would compare them. So that is pretty simple. Go through from the thousands and compare. Is this bigger? Oh, nope, that's the same. So you're going to go on to the neighbor. So every time you do a comparison, you have to go on to the neighbors if they're the same. I'm going to give you 2 to do. So you're going to start writing that one. 4,706. 4,816, and put in your greater than or less than sign. Okay, so the top one you should have been able to get done. 4,706, 4,816. Look at the thousands. That's the same. Go to the neighbors. You got a 7 here and an 8 here. 8's going to be bigger, so you should have your less than sign in there. 4,706 is less than 4,816. Good job. Which sign would go in this one? 3,313 or 3,303? Let's look at the place values. We start with the thousands. We have a 3 and a 3. Same Z's. Next one, 3, another 3. Same Z's. Go to the next one. You've got a 1 here and a 0 here. So the 1 is going to be bigger, so it's going to be the greater than sign. 3,313 is greater than 3,303. So always start at the biggest place value and compare the number. Now, the next thing they're going to have you practice, and we're going to run through a practice right here, is putting these numbers in order. So I'm going to turn my board around the tall way because there are a lot of numbers. And we're going to put these in order from least to greatest. Don't get panicked by these big numbers. We are very brilliant. Okay, so we have these big 4-digit numbers that we have to put in order from least, that means the smallest, to the greatest, to the biggest number, okay? So first we have to compare them. Oh dear, they all start with 3s. So that's not going to be very helpful. So when we're going to go to the tens, it is 0, 3, 8, and 5. Now out of those, which is the smallest one? Right, the first one. So we can put that one in, 3,042. That's the smallest one because it has the 0 in the hundreds place. How about the next one? So we did this one. So is it 3, 8, or 5? Yeah, 3. 3,368. That would be the next one. Now we have 8 and 5. Which one next? The smallest to the biggest is what we're going for. So the smallest is 5. 3,570. And our last one would be 3,817. So that's the least or smallest to the greatest. Least just means smallest. Don't panic at that unfamiliar term. It's not unfamiliar. We just have forgotten it. So it's least, smallest to greatest. So that's how we put them in order. Always start at the biggest place value and work down to the ones. Okay, that's going to be your easiest. Today, we will do page 10.4, compare 4-digit numbers. It has sandpipers and seagulls on it. We're in a bird theme this chapter. First, they're going to show you some with the base 10 blocks, and you are going to compare those and just circle which is greater, bigger, that means bigger. And then on the back, it's going to ask you a question, and then you're going to have to kind of like fill in the sentence. So you're going to have to put in this number is greater than this number, and then you're going to have to put it in the right order around the greater than or less than sign. Then on 7 through 15, you just have to fill in with the greater than or less than symbol. You're going to start at the thousands and work your way back. Almost like ABC order, except you're putting it in order with numbers, okay? And then you do have on 16 and 17 to put them in least to greatest, so smallest to biggest. And then on the review section, you're just doing some adding and subtracting. Don't forget to look at the signs, okay? Happy comparing, and you will be doing just great.